All you do is you take this right here and you put it on this right here, and then you got dinner. No. No. Hey everybody, welcome to Chef Dad, and this is my Wagyu street taco. Okay, we're gonna make our corn tortillas for our tacos, and this is like the simplest recipe ever. 2 cups of masa, corn flour, 1.5 cups of water. Okay. Just combine it, and then we're gonna mix it until we get a nice dough, nice smooth dough. And you'll need it for a couple minutes, then it'll come together perfect. All we're doing is we're hydrating the corn right now. And you could at this time add anything that you want into this to give your tortillas a flavor, but we're just going to go traditional at this point. And you can see this dough's got a little bit of cracks in it, so that's just a little bit, needs a little bit more water to hydrate. So, and it won't take much at all. So I'll just add a little bit of water on the surface and mix it in. So as you can see, most of those cracks are gone. There's still some in there. You could add some water to it if you wanted to at this point, but I think it's going to be perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let it rest right here. You don't need to. This doesn't have any gluten in it. It's corn. It's not flour. So we're just going to let it rest while I get the cast iron going. That way we can get these cooked off and ready for our meal tonight. So now we're just going to fire this up, get this nice and hot so that when we make our tortillas, we can cook them off. Okay, we're going to take our dough ball here. I don't want to measure it out. It'll be about 20 grams. But all you're going to do, form this into a little ball, roll it up. The more round you get it now, the easier it's going to turn out. That might be a little bit too big, but we'll find out. We're going to take our parchment paper, lay it down, and get a good press on our tortilla. And it made it about like a street taco, and a little bit lopsided. So we're going to turn it. We're going to turn it, squish it again, like that. Okay, and all we're going to do is I should have waited until that got a little hotter, but I'm going to throw this right on there. And we're just going to keep on going. Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. And I gotta admit, that was like the perfect amount of water for these tortillas. Spin it. We'll do it one more time. So you can see on the edges it's not cracking out, so that's perfect amount of water on it. Yeah, these are going to be perfect little corn tortillas. We'll just keep on making them while we're waiting. The reason we're using the parchment paper is so that it doesn't stick to the press. Oh, wrinkles on paper. So then what we're going to do is we're just looking to cook the tortilla. Get a little bit of color on it. It's going to take a little bit more time on these. Ooh, it's getting hot. So we're going to turn it down just a little bit. Peel them off and see how many we can get on this. Looks like 3. Looks like we can get 3. All right, I don't know. We're going to try these out. See? Ooh, it's hot. Tastes like corn tortilla.
Pretty good.
this is how we're gonna light it. So when we're making tacos, you got to decide what you want your tacos to taste like. I don't want it to be a Tex-Mex taco, so we're gonna season this as if we're eating a steak taco. So we're gonna do salt, pepper, and a little bit of Uncle Chris's steak seasoning. And I think that's all we're gonna do for the steaks. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull them out of the package. I'm gonna cut them nice and thin so that we can get a quick cook on these. This is First Light Farms Wagyu, so it's super tender. These are graded 4 out of 6, so it's a good quality cut of meat. As you can see, it's a sirloin. Not a fatty piece of meat, but this one does have some marbling on the inside of it. It is a Wagyu steak, so it's also grass-fed, which is really weird to me. Grass-fed Wagyu, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to cut these pretty much right down the center. That way we're going to cook them faster. We'll get a little bit more seasoning all over. Add a little bit to each one of these of our smoked morale salt. I gotta say, these steaks do smell good, especially sitting next to the fresh tortillas that we just made. And a little bit of pepper on each one. Alright, then we're going to go on with the seasoning. And now that we made them super thin, you don't want to douse them too hard with seasoning. Now we'll just let those sit until our grill is ready, and that'll give us time to put together some veggies. I'm not going to call it like chimichurri or anything like that, but we're going to toast them a little bit. You can hear that skin blistering. It's going to give us a little bit of a smoky flavor to them. And a little bit of darkness on these. It's not like another pepper or chili. The bitterness isn't going to be nearly as bad. Alright. That's hot. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. Okay, then we're just going to take these tomatillos and we're going to cut them up nice and fine. Alright, so now we're going to go in with our tomatillos. Those are the first thing that we added in here. And you can see all that burnt skin, blistered skin. And then we're going to go in with both of these tomatoes. You can see right here, we've got our tomatoes and tomatillos and onions, cilantro, all in here. Oh, that smells really good. But one thing I'm going to add to this is some smoked morale salt before we do anything else. This is really going to amp up all the flavors. And we can go in a little heavy here. It's also going to extract a lot of the juices. This is Wagyu from South Chicago Packing Company. It is phenomenal. So we're going to go ahead and get quite a bit of this into this pan, and we're going to bring it up to a high temperature so we can dump it in and kind of par fry our salsa. And this fat is what's going to make the flavors all coat across your mouth, and it's going to make these tacos unreal. So we're going to go in with this super hot Wagyu. That is super hot. Now we're going to get in there and give it a nice mix. Okay, so normally we'd make 2 piles and blah, 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 blah. But I just want to sear these and get them to a medium rare. So we're just going to lay these coals out flat and get a lot of air movement through them so it's going to get super hot. And this is how we store it, melting snow. We're also not going to smoke these. So we're just going to lay that grate back on there, and I'm going to go grab the steaks. All right, so we're going to just take these steaks whole, not drop them, flip them right over onto the grill. And we're just going to cover them up here for a little bit, let this come up in temp, and then we'll come out and we'll flip them and get the last little sear on them. All right, so we're going to use these 2 different kinds of cheese. This one is more like a mozzarella. And then this is cojita. Oh no, this is queso fresca. They didn't have any cojita cheese. So this is what we're going to use. Oh, yeah, this packaging is phenomenal. Anyway, this one is more like crumbles up like a feta. And if you're not used to this kind of cheese, it is very, very pungent. It is not my favorite, but this is going to work perfect with our pico / salsa / whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to crumble this cheese up here, and then this is going to be more like a stringy mozzarella. So we're just going to peel some of this off and lay it out in front. People can grab whatever they want. We're going to have to do this kind of quick because we got the steaks on right now. Right over direct heat. All right, so we just got the cheese going in there. So now we're going to come out here. We're going to take our steak. Oh, look. Oh, man. I don't want to drop it. That's probably what's going to happen. But look at that. So we are shooting for a medium rare. So it's been on here for maybe 3 minutes. It'll be on here for maybe another 2.5, 3. Then they'll be done. We decided we're going to add some avocado to this dish today because why not? It's amazing. So we're just going to go ahead, and that actually feels really good. Oh, maybe a little soft spot right there. I don't know. Looks pretty good to me.
For 89 cents.
For 89 cents a pound, this avocado cost us less than $1. Yeah. So. Big pit in that one, but I don't care. So I'm just going to go through, and be careful if you do this because your knife will go right through the skin and you'll cut your fingers off. Don't do that. So don't do what I'm doing. I am not promoting cutting your avocados this way, but this is the way I'm doing it. So we're just going to take our spoon. I'm going to miss that piece right there. All right, so now the last thing to get is our steaks. They look beautiful. I'm going to say they're right about a rare to medium rare, so we'll just let them sit for just a couple minutes, and then we'll start slicing. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a few of these tortillas. I just got my towel wet. I'm going to throw these on here. I'm going to throw them up in the microwave. I'm just going to put it for 30 seconds. Let's see if our 30 seconds with this damp towel brought these tortillas back to life. And oh yeah, yes it did. So we'll save this here for everybody else to get theirs, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to make 3, even this little tiny guy. And let's give it a try. That doesn't get any better than that. That was homemade everything, except for the sour cream and the cheese. I guess I didn't make cheese, but man, that is unreal. That's so good. everybody else is gonna eat now. That is so good. That steak is so tender. And that, the Wagyu salsa. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so that you know every time that we release a new video. Thanks, everybody.